Hi. So for all of my people who have watched for a while know that I haven't been on for quite some time now, and the only times I've really been uploading have been other styles of videos, and I honestly thought it would kind of like shoot off, and it didn't, and that's a part of why I feel like I've taken a break from YouTube, is because I'm just kind of disappointed in the whole process of doing that and having some egotistical like self-hurt and embarrassment, I guess, from putting so much work into things and having them go nowhere. As I said though, that's just a part of why I haven't been so engaging on this platform. Another huge part is it's not really a big surprise knowing why I started this channel, but I've been extremely depressed lately, and I didn't want to share any videos because that used to be the only thing I used to upload. I feel like I just need to express myself to other people because the feeling that I am constantly encompassing myself with is so unbearable, and so it's just like I can't imagine if someone else feels that way and doesn't have the awareness that, you know, that there are others out here also feeling similarly, and we're here to try to help each other. But I've had just, I guess, quick update. The past few months of my life, I've had a lot of breakdowns, a lot of psychotic breaks. Something that is becoming more frequently and more extreme. I used to have a lot of breakdowns by myself and have anxiety attacks and just moments of feeling really suicidally depressed. But because I'm living with someone, it's kind of changed the game, and I can't continue certain habits that I have to cope. I can't continue to self-harm in the ways I used to because it really affects and hurts the people that I'm closest to, particularly the person that lives with me. It really challenges our relationship, and so it's like I'm trying to figure out, like this whole year has been like trying to figure out how to cope without self-harming and how to cope in ways that aren't going to hurt other people, which is really, really challenging. Anyway, so in the process of trying to learn how to no longer self-harm, it's somehow turned into other forms of coping, and it's basically just having extreme psychotic breakdowns. And like I said, hold on. Okay, so psychotic breakdowns. I keep going to this extreme level of not being conscious during these events, and I get triggered really badly, and all of a sudden, like I said, I keep losing consciousness. I don't know how to describe it, and I start to rage, and like I start doing things that like are what's the word, just really radical, I guess. And I just have these blowouts where I just can't even think, because normally I just take it out on myself and I like hurt my body, but I'm not allowed to do that anymore. And so yeah, I just like have these insane moments, and after it happens I end up feeling like immense amounts of shame and guilt, and then I start to dissociate and like leave my body, and I don't know how to return, and it's like been a cyclical experience over the last year, and the severity is increasing. And I don't really have like cat hair on my face. I don't really know how to handle it, because I used to not have situations like this and with someone else, and mentally I'm in such a bad state that I just like I wonder if like I feel like I can't help myself out of this. And the basis of why I wanted to make this is it's kind of like weird, but as to say, for the first time in my life, like I've tried so many things. I've tried using psychedelics for medicinal purposes, and lately every time I use them I have intense psychotic breaks where I become like I just have manic episodes, and this is like not really what I'm used to. Like I used to use psychedelics when I was like younger, and they were really grounding for me, and now I just I feel as if I just go crazy and I fall into this really, really dark pit, and it's not necessarily just a bad trip, it's literally like the wiring in my brain like turns off, and then I'm not there, and the whole trip is like me dissociating, and then before I dissociate, I like just have a really hard time, and then I'll start to like slam my head against the floor or something, and I get this like ringing in my ear really loud and all of these things, and I don't know how to, I just can't do anything, and then I start to dissociate. And so the use and the need to try to heal with psychedelics, I'm like trying to put on a pause right now because it seems to be worsening my mental state. And then I've tried so many things. I tried kirtan and like going to the Hare Krishna temple, and that really helped for a while, and all of a sudden I'm just like not there anymore. I don't feel connected to it, and I don't feel connected to spirituality anymore. I don't feel connected to meditation or yoga. I feel so disconnected from everything. I could go on and on and on about everything I have tried the last 9 or 10 years of my life while I've been struggling with all of this, and the extent of going to like traveling to certain countries and trying to find healing that way, and going to Peru to take ayahuasca, and like all of these things have helped very minusculely, but I'm at the point where it's like almost everything is climaxing and getting worse all over again. And so for the first time ever, I am actually considering going to therapy and talking to a professional, because I feel super endangered by myself, and I feel like a threat and totally out of control. I don't know if other people feel like this ever, and it's really embarrassing for me to even make a video like this. I feel really ashamed. I kind of starting to feel like ayahuasca and all these psychedelics have brought out something in me, like have pushed certain mental not disorders, but certain mental like dysfunctions in me, and like quickened the pace of it. And it's kind of funny because I've been feeling like this for a while now, especially after I went to Peru. And the other day my brother said, like, you know, psychedelic use, especially like LSD and mushrooms, at the age of like 25, you're supposed to like, it's supposed to be more apparent if you have like schizophrenia or if you're like psychotic or something. And if you take these substances, then they quicken the pace of those disorders coming out in you. And at first I was just like, that's kind of silly, but now the more and more I've thought about it, I'm just like, yeah, like I feel like, I'm not saying I'm schizophrenic or anything like that, but it's brought out a lot of delusional states of mind in me, and I feel like I'm quickly falling into a really bad place. And yeah, I feel like all I can do at this point is go to see someone, and I feel like have been and am so against that idea because of so many things, like the fact that I feel like I'll become a different person in front of a counselor. I feel like I'll skew things, I'll manipulate things, I'm not going to be true to that, or other things like, what if I'm not feeling depressed at the moment and I'm talking to someone and it's keeping me in that loop. Another thing is, I don't want to be a victim to my childhood and my past. It's just like, I've come up with so many excuses over the last few years that now I'm just like, it's the only thing I really haven't tried yet. And I've heard people say it worked for them, and I've heard people say it didn't work for them, but like, I can't base me going to therapy off of what other people have experienced. Let's like talk about, I don't know, like if you have been going to counseling or therapy, and for how long, and if it's helped, or like what you have experienced with that, because I have no idea, no knowledge on that whatsoever, and I'm curious, and I'd like to talk to people about that, especially if they've been before and what their viewpoint is on that. This was meant to just kind of tell you where I'm at and kind of explain to you the process I'm beginning to see I need to take. And I know it all sounds a little bit crazy and chaotic, and everyone's probably like, you've been here before, you've made videos talking about being suicidally depressed, like why are you still here? But I'm making this to say I'm still here, you know, like not everyone feels like this, I guess. I know a lot of people who have bad days every once in a while, but not like month after month after year after year after day. So it's like, if you feel like that, you know, there's probably something going on in your brain, like a chemical imbalance or something that needs to be addressed. And as long as I have negated that idea, I'm kind of starting to see that there are people like me, like myself, and other people like you guys who really experience life differently, and we don't have the knowledge to get out of these things because we've never been out of it. So how are we supposed to get out of this trap if we ourselves can't even remember what it's been like to be happy in so long? Like, there are psychiatrists and doctors and all of these people out here to try to assist us in becoming more self-aware and bringing us back to a state of calmness. And I hope this video inspires you to do that if you are feeling that way. I know it's not easy, and right now, like, I went home thinking like, damn, like I really want to hurt myself, but instead I just did this instead to show that, you know, I'm real, these feelings are valid and real, but they don't have to remain this way forever. I hope this makes sense. I hope this isn't too rambly, it's not a word, but I hope you can relate to some degree, and if you can't, then try to have sympathy, I guess. Thanks for watching.